Hope springs eternal. Mr. Churcher, you're next.
Mr. Chairman, first may I thank you and members.
We're having trouble hearing you. You've got to be as close to the mic and it's got to be turned on.
Mr. Chairman, is that better? Sorry. Firstly, may I thank you and the members for the honour of being invited to testify here. May I then say that I'd like to submit my testimony for the record. I should start with an interjection to say that you've really very much taken the words out of my mouth. My views very much reflect yours. Despite the difficulties, I think that a better settlement would be self-determination in some way. I do appreciate the difficulties with it. Now let me summarise my views about this new EU Brexit agreement. In contrast to many, certainly outside of this room, I do not believe that it is a good or workable agreement. International commentators have already made the agreement out to be wonderful, but as people say, the devil is in the detail. In reality, without any recognition of Kosovo by Serbia, it leaves Pristina in limbo. There will be a roadblock to Kosovo, and the agreement will enable the creation of a new Republic of Serbia in the north of Kosovo. Without recognition, there is no way forwards for Kosovo. Kosovo will remain dysfunctional in the absence of any real legal sovereign status, and Serbs will continue to want to claim it or claim it back. Unfortunately, to be frank, this agreement has been much more about making the new EU Foreign Service, and in particular its leader, Catherine Ashton, look good, rather than producing any long-term sustainable solution to the Balkans. In my view, this was any agreement at any cost, whatever it took to agree it. Without including the recognition of Kosovo by Serbia, the agreement simply ratifies what already exists, a Serb-run statehood in the north of Kosovo. All that will be changed is that it will now be a legal Serb-run statehood within the north of Kosovo. Serbia's failure to recognise the loss of Kosovo is a failure to recognise the defeat of the Serbian project to drive the Kosovars out of Kosovo in the 1990s. I regard it as admirable that the United States intervened decisively in the Bosnian-Kosovo wars, but find it puzzling and disappointing that the resulting peace agreements have been designed to appease Serbia rather than create stability and lasting solutions in the Balkans. A much better solution than the present agreement might have been an agreement for territorial exchange, swapping the now Serb-populated north with the still Albanian-speaking Kosovo and Valens. In contrast to the State Department's speaker's view, I can assure you that the local people in Kosovo do not share the feeling that Serbia is looking after their human rights. Unfortunately, this idea is probably not yet practical in international terms, but there has to be a way forwards. The situation ratified by the new agreement will be disastrous in enabling the establishment of the Second Republic of Serbia. The only answer, in my view, is that the United States should use its international influence to press for Serbia to recognise Kosovo, and thus finally end the conflict and enable the Kosovo government to move forwards from what will be otherwise an endless uncertainty. Without recognition, I believe we're doomed to perpetuating instability in the Balkans, which is not in the United States' interests or that of anyone else. And let me conclude by pointing out that it's absolutely no use to allow Europe, unfortunately, to sort this out. Europe remains completely disunited and dysfunctional in its dealings with Kosovo, as it was and is in Bosnia. As in 1999, only the United States has sufficient weight and influence to bring the Serbs to recognise reality that Kosovo is lost, and that in order for both countries to move forwards, they need to recognise it. Thank you, sir.
Well, I want to thank all of our witnesses, and I certainly appreciate your last comments there, of course. Let me just note, and then we'll